Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13F3AM. It's the Tier 6 French SPG, and we're located on the northeast spawn of Glacier. And the commander is Mal MTP. In fact, there's a lot more to his name, but we'll just call him Mal MTP for the moment. And he's got a 155mm howitzer on top of a very light chassis. It's the AMX 13 chassis, actually. Now, the French designed their Artys to be air transportable, so they were very light. So there was only room for two crew in this vehicle, the driver and the commander. Everybody else had to go on a separate vehicle. And you can see that he's got a new Arty position for firing from, up on top of this high bank over here. Should prevent any counter battery. Okay, he's located his position and he's now extending his aim to fire at the enemy. And from this position he can actually fire to the west and attack the enemy heavies. Either that, or he can actually fire on any enemy who happens to climb up on top of the aircraft carrier. But it looks like our IKV-65 Stage 2 is actually Alt 2, has actually made it up onto the carrier already. And there's only a T-34-3 waiting at the entrance. Or the ridgeline at the entrance. And there's nobody to fire at the moment. Ah! KV-85's come into view. But instead he's going for the T-34-3. From the jerky movements of the aiming, I suspect he's maybe using a ball mouse instead of or a tracking mouse rather than a standard mouse. And we've lost sight of the T-34-3, but there's a T-28 prototype, and yeah, there's a red line there. Oh no, he had a vehicle adjustment there, and that shell went nowhere, I'm afraid. Yeah, if the vehicle has to adjust at any point in time, you'll get a massive bloom in the reticule, and that will. And he was at the extent of the field of fire there, so unfortunately he wasn't able to get a shot on the target because the shell landed elsewhere. But the T-34-3 made it up on top of the aircraft carrier, and it looks like he killed the IKV that was up there. Okay, we're loaded. It's a 27-second reload. Going for the T-34-3. No, missed it. It fell short. It was perfectly aimed, but RNG just said no. And we've gone to battle assistant. Now you can see the T-34. He's trying to get shots on our guys, and looks like he's succeeding in getting shots on maybe the Panther and the AT-7. Well, it looks like the Panther's taking some punishment. Okay, we're almost loaded. Rounds out on the T-34. And he got a hit. 234 hit points. It's a useful hit. It tracked him. And it stunned him, which is going to throw off his aim. Also tells the T-34 you can't sit there because you will get fired upon. And the enemy's managed to get an E-25 around the back of that Panther. And yep, the Panther's gone. He's been taken out. And it also looks like T-34 has dropped off the aircraft carrier. He's now going after the AT-7. Can we get a shot on the T-34? Well, not really, because there's a red line at the moment, which means that it's difficult to get a shot on target. There's the E-25. And he's having to adjust his aim very jerkily, and that's obviously causing reticule bloom while he's doing that. I don't know how he's actually, what sort of mouse he's using, but he does need to think about carefully adjusting it. There's the T-34-3. He's got a red line now. That means the cliff's in the way, or obstruction's in the way. The T-34-3's gone down to the AT-7. The E-25 takes out the AT-7. Now it looks like the enemy's captured the northwest corner of the map. And we've lost sight of the E-25. Yeah, these jerky movements are at the edge of the field of fire, and you can see that the field of fire marks. And if you go close to the edge of the field of fire, the vehicle might have to move, and that causes an even bigger reticule bloom, which is something that the AMX 13F3 does suffer from. So try to confine your movements to within the actual field of fire, and if you see that the target's moved well outside the field of fire, then obviously the vehicle's having to move like it's moving at the moment, and that means that your reticule will bloom, and it makes it more difficult to get an accurate shot. You need to dial in your aim again. He's fired a round in there, and obviously there was an obstruction in the way there. He had a red line, and now he's got a long wait for the reload, 27.5 seconds, and that enemy's getting very, very close to him, the Cromwell. He could be about to suddenly get hit. Oh, and we just lost the Hellcat, who was defending the cap area. And in fact, now, Major MTP is the last one left alive. And he's turning to face the enemy who are about to come at him. Here they come. Shotgun time. And he fires a shotgun and he wipes both of them out with one shot. So that's a Bombardier at the very least. But the enemy knows where he is, and it won't be long before they get him. Yep, that's the IKV-65. He's out the game, and the game is over. It is a loss, but at least he got a Bombardier out of it. So here's the end of battle results. Yes, he did pick up a Bombardier. He killed 2 enemies with 1 shot. So very satisfactory to get one of these. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly, but unfortunately it was a defeat. You can see he's well down the table on damage, 559 hit points. He did get the highest number of kills too, but his base XP was only 247. He fired 5 shots, got 2 direct hits, 2 penetration, 3 splash, damage of 559 hit points, of which 234 were at more than 300 meters. Those are the ones he fired at the T-34-3. He received 2 hits, and 2 of them were penetrations, 1 from the Cromwell, 1 from the IKV. He damaged 3 of the enemy, he killed 2 of them, and he did cause 2 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 15,492 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he had 8,784 credits left over. He received 370 XP for that battle. But I thought I'd show it for you because it's interesting that he got a Bombardier off his last stand shot on the enemy, that they thought that they could just rush in and wipe him out and win the game. But of course he said, no, you're not doing that. And he wipes them both out with 1 shot. Sadly though, he was going to get wiped out by the IKV directly afterwards, but it was a nice try all the same. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.